I, 29 female, am the wayward spouse. I had been with my high school sweetheart for 12 years when, 2 years ago, I made the worst mistake of my life. An old school crush reappeared online, and I gave in to a foolish temptation. I told him it never went beyond online, but it did. The guilt that followed nearly consumed me, but somehow my BS forgave me. We'd already spent 11 years imagining marriage and kids together, and when he asked me to stay, I clung to the hope that I could prove myself worthy of his trust. Every effort felt like I was doing too much. I started doing more around the house, washing dishes after dinner, and keeping our apartment tidy. I suggested date nights and even signed us up for a streaming service so we'd have a reason to snuggle on the couch again. Then he proposed last year, with a custom ring that somehow captured both of us. It finally felt like all my hard work had paid off. This summer, that fragile sense of rebuilding began to crack. Even during the vacation I'd arranged to celebrate his birthday, I was stiff with worry. Unspoken anxieties drifted between us in daily life. Then 2 weeks ago, after a night out with his brother, he found my phone. In that moment, every lie I'd told was pulled into the light. I'd spent 2 years hiding late-night Discord chats with the AP, apologizing to him for being with my boyfriend, deleting any trace of our engagement from my social media so as not to upset AP, and blocking my BF from my IG. At that moment when everything fell apart, all I could ask myself was, what was I thinking? After he confronted me, he went and slept in the guest room. I watched him drift as I packed my bags. My heart was shattering to a million pieces. Before I slipped out the door, I bent over and pressed a kiss to his forehead while silently urging him to open his eyes. Maybe the last time he'd see me. That was the end of our 12 years. Now I'm in a small studio apartment of my own. New routines, unfamiliar walls, living amidst the pieces of the life I broke. I find myself grieving the loss of him, but also the future we built in my mind. I poured my youth into learning his family's traditions, attending services he loved, believing honesty would hold us together. Instead, I became a master of concealment. I left him a letter that I couldn't bring myself to deliver. My sister did, and she read the letter and told me my words offered excuses and an open door, but no real apology. That if she were him, she wouldn't trust them. Even in the most crucial moments, I still cannot hold myself accountable. I'm leaning on my faith, my friends, and the stubborn spark of hope inside me to get my life back in track. I'm learning that forgiveness might start with myself. Update: it's been 9 months since D-Day, and I fear I did something stupid. One evening, I saw his Facebook relationship status change. In a relationship with L. This was nothing new. I had heard via friends that he was casually dating, but I never realized he'd get into another official relationship so soon, and it made me do a double take. I clicked through and found her profile filled with selfies at concerts, on beach, at gym, etc. She's your typical gym hoe, girl boss baddie, whatever. I don't know what I was expecting, but I messaged her. I told her who I was and described our history briefly. I just asked, how long has this been going on? Did it start after I left or before? She replied the next day, calm, direct. She said she knew about me, that he told her what I did and that we were over, that they started seeing each other not long after I moved out. She confirmed they're together now and ended her message by asking me not to contact either of them again. I sat there staring at my screen for a long time. I felt numb. He told her. Why would he do that? How many others did he tell? It was between me and him, and I didn't want every bimbo who walks through his life periodically to hear that. I was hurt. I don't know what hurt more, her words or the fact that she was right. I replied once. I told her I understood, that I wouldn't reach out again, and I meant it. I felt like absolute shit. I thought I had prepared myself for the idea of him moving on, but the reality of seeing him happy with someone who didn't lie to him, who didn't break his trust, hit differently. It seems he found peace, and I hate it. I've kept quiet since. I've made no attempts to look again. I understand that I need to move on as well, but it's been hard. I've tried to get back into dating, but I feel like I zone out mid-date and the guys lose interest. I'm still attending therapy, and I'm still trying to forgive myself for what I did. But some days I wonder if the weight I carry is the price of knowing I had love and destroyed it. Story 2, I was the one who had the affair. It lasted 2 years with someone from my work. Yes, it sounds cliche, but it happened. My husband suspected it for most of that time. He confronted me more than once, and instead of being honest, I gaslit him. I made him feel like he was paranoid, insecure, even unstable. I told myself I was protecting us, but the truth is I just didn't want to face what I'd done. Eventually, he found evidence, and then he left. Then he made me leave. I thought that was the end, but not long after, he let me come back, mostly for the kids, I think. Since then, it's been 2 years of living under the same roof, raising our family, acting like everything's fine, while I can feel the silence stretching between us every day. I've done my best to show him I've changed. I cut off the affair partner completely. I got into therapy. I've been trying to be the kind of person I should have been all along, but the damage I caused is still there. Sometimes I see it in the way he looks at me, or more accurately, doesn't. He's distant and guarded, and I don't blame him. And even though I'm trying, I know he doesn't trust me. I don't know if he ever truly will. Lately, I can sense he's pulling even further away. Not in some angry or dramatic way, but in that quiet, heartbreaking way that tells me he's already gone emotionally. And here's the thing. I don't think I can stop him. I know he struggles with guilt now. Like if he leaves, it'll be on him because so much time has passed and our family life looks settled from the outside. Like he's the one walking away. But I also know that this isn't really about now. It's about everything I broke then. And maybe the fact that it's taken him this long to feel ready says more about how deeply I hurt him than anything else ever could. I don't know what's going to happen next. If he leaves, I'll have to face that I lost the love of my life, not when I was caught, but when I started lying. And if he stays, it'll be something I'll never take for granted again. Either way, I'm the one who created this mess. I just hope he finds peace, even if it's not with me. Some comments, I've never cheated, but I did hurt someone I loved through years of emotional neglect and selfishness. He stayed for a long time, but I could see the resentment building, even when he said he was fine. By the time I really woke up and tried to be better, it felt like it was already too late. He never yelled, never blamed, just slowly stopped letting me in. Your post brought all of that back. That feeling of watching someone drift further away, knowing you caused it, and still hoping there's something left to save. I don't think there's a word for that kind of ache. You're not the only one living with it. I've been on the other side of betrayal. The way you describe the silence, the guilt, the weight of being the reason someone you love became someone you barely recognize. It's all too real. It's easy for people to say, you made your bed, but they don't understand what it's like to live in it every single day trying to be better, knowing it might never be enough. I respect that you're still trying. That counts for something, even if it doesn't fix everything.